All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer with Brian the Grizzly Brandman Brandon, and we're going to talk about the entire season, first season of The Institute, streaming over on MGM Plus. The only other thing that I found out on that is From, which Brian is also a big fan of the From
Huge.
show. So another reason to have that streaming service because The Institute was pretty damn good.
It was fire. I was
Yeah.
saying from the beginning, like, guys, we gotta watch this thing because I think by the time we got to the box,
Was that
started getting
episode
interesting.
4, I
Four,
think?
yeah.
4?
So
Yeah.
the box started getting really interesting. Then we talked about the back half on episode 5, and then I think episode 6 is when he got out. See it, Delta Dan. When he got out, it's episode 6. Then all of a sudden, just started to really, really get good. So now, of course, 7 and 8, man, you didn't know who's on what side. You know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
Man, they figured out so much, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, this was definitely one of the, good shows to watch, weekly, because it does get you. I gotta give a quick shout to Nakisha, who's one of our subscribers. Who she usually comes out, hangs out with us when we do shows like Severance and Silo and stuff like that. So she recommended The Institute, and we're all like, yeah, let's check it out. So season ended, and we're gonna talk about it. Hopefully next season when that does come out, we will do weekly because I am really really interested in what's gonna happen next. So, yep. But for this season, we'll probably talk about just what we like, some of the scenes, some of the actors, stuff like that. Any issues if we had any issues with it, and then we'll just kind of rate it at the end. But we'll start off with Brian and go Brandman. But
all right,
what do you think? What do you think about the show?
So, of course, the show was amazing. I think it start off slow. The first 3 episodes were a little bit of trying to set up the scene. You understand what's going on, a lot prepping for everything. So you understood what rooms were going on, what was the front half, what was the back half, stealing of the kids, and who are these doctors, and kind of setting all that up. That's what that was. And as I said, after episode 4, it just exploded. Started understanding the people and the kids. Dude, that little kid was his name Vigo Handvelt.
Oh, the Avery, amazing. He was so good.
The things that he did, the adult ways that he's still a child, but then his decision in that last episode, man, Avery came onto the scene making you cry, and he left off the scene making you cry. Yeah. That's awesome, and he just did an amazing job. I really enjoyed even the idea. Little characters like Kate, So we thought Kate was a reporter, and then we find out that she was actually working for the Institute, working for Stackhouse, as an assassin who's killed people already, and seeing how she changed. This was it. It was so well done. I enjoyed what's his name? Tim. Tim was good. He's a good character. Mm-hmm. A cop who made a mistake earlier and had it's turned his life upside down, and he was just a drifter. But he meant so much to the show. And Miss Sigsby, Mary Lou Parker was amazing, wherever. But she did amazing. And then the fact that she is the only one who made it after all this stuff, like no matter what, which I still don't know how the hell she got out, but whatever. We'll get to that point when we get there.
Right.
I still don't understand exactly what's going on, but I just think they did a really good job. It kind of deviated from just the kids being killed, because Stephen King likes to torture kids, to everyone. Yeah. People were dying left and right. And I mean, when Maureen died, I was like, damn. Maureen sacrificed everything for the kid, for them to get out, for Luke to get out. And when she's like, I can't be the one who does this. I have to end my life right then. Oh, it was so hard to watch, but it was interesting. They just did a lot of interesting things throughout the entire season. man, I would love to break down these episodes individually because so many things happened between Flight and Hyde. Yeah, this is an excellent episode, excellent show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's only 7 episodes, so it's not too long of a watch if you want to, get caught up with it and stuff like that.
It was 8.
Was it 8 episodes?
It's 8,
yeah, 8 episodes. Yeah. So, yeah, and they're all an hour long, so it's not too bad. What about you, Brian, man? What you think about this the show?
I think it's fine. I think my favorite thing about it is probably the I think it's mostly elevated by the performances. I think the standouts are Joe Freeman. Ben Barnes is great on it. Mary Louise Parker, who's pretty good in pretty much everything that she shows up in. Like, I really dislike Miss Sigsbee.
Right.
I think the show feels appropriately bleak, which is kind of a double-edged sword because I'm kind of having trouble getting invested in the show. I think from an aesthetic standpoint, the show's like really nice to look at, but I don't know. It's not really doing a whole lot for me. Otherwise, I'm going to watch another season, but it's mostly out of obligation rather than investment. I don't know, it's just kind of hollow for me. It doesn't really feel like anything that I haven't watched in the past. So I'm fine with it. I kind of wish it was kind of blowing me out of the water as much as you fellas, but I don't know. It's just not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I felt that way with you, the way you're feeling. I felt that way through the first 3.5 episodes. I felt that way. And then it kind of changed. It was a definite change with what was going on afterwards. So, I mean,
yeah,
I disagree with you.
Yeah. Because like the first 3 were definitely a drag.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of bored by it.
Okay. Okay. All the last episode with everything you finding out, everything that was it already too late for you, or
it was a little too late, and I kept kind of it kind of got to the point where I was fighting to stay awake. I actually had to restart it, or like from a certain points throughout, because I kept kind of sitting up and having to get in different positions, and even to stay awake during it. And unfortunately, even that wasn't helping.
Yeah.
I almost had to stand against the wall.
You were one of those kids in that tunnel.
Yeah, the show's certainly not bad. I can't even really call it a bad show. It's just kind of I'm looking for that hook that'll get me invested in it. Maybe I need to revisit the entire thing from the beginning. Maybe just spend a whole day rewatching it.
No. If you're gonna start something, start from like episode 3.
Yeah, I would do say episode 4 because because I kind of fell off after episode 3. Not because I was disinterested. It was just other stuff started happening. And next it's like, oh shit, it's already episode 6. It's episode 7. So by the time episode 7 came out, I'm like, all right, I gotta get caught up before the finale. So I started at 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, like all like I in one night I knocked them all out because
there's a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, but I mean I could see, because it is not anything new. It's very by the end of it we're like, oh, so it's Minority Report. It's kind of like that with kids. Because that's what at the end of the season I'm like, so it's like X-Men Minority Report with in a Stephen King universe,
Mhm.
like that's what it was like, so it was very dark and bleak at times, but it was very the concept of Minority Report, but some of these kids are also have other powers, so kind of
Mhm.
X-Men, and they're all kids, so definitely X-Men like, but okay. Anything else, Brandman?
Yeah,
That's about it.
that's about it at this point. Mhm.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, excuse me. And then for me, like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Especially by the end, once you find out there's like, because like the beginning of it was so it was hard because it was like Brian said, like they're prepping everything, they're setting things up. Here's all your people, but then they start introducing like their own language. So you have front half, you have back half, you have a TP, you have a TC. Forgot what there's the other things as well.
Precog,
Like
PC,
yeah,
precog,
PC. So it was just like
telekinesis,
so you have the TK, TK, and then they become TP, and then then there's the conductor, and then there's Sparkler Knight. So there's like a lot of lingo that the show is like
Mhm.
kind of just throwing in there.
Mhm.
That was like kind of like, okay, wait, what's this? What's that? I mean, you get it by the end, but it's just like, ugh, man, it's never fun when you have to like learn,
when a
a
TV
dialogue.
show gives you homework, it's always a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, like you have to go back and remember, like, oh wait, what's a TP? So yeah, but for me, it's like by the end, and once they give you what's going on, and then the whole thing is like, is it true? Are they not doing it? And then Avery just being this like Professor X kind of 8-year-old Professor
Yeah.
X, I thought was really interesting.
Connecting
So
all the institutes across the
the
world,
world, I thought was really cool. So like
all the people in the back,
yeah.
everywhere, destroying everything. Wow. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
So yeah. anything anything X-Men like sounds watchable. And I think once you got into like the powers with the kids and they're able to like really do some like cool stuff, especially with Avery, it's like, oh, okay. Like, I can see what they're doing. Obviously, it's not X-Men as they all have different powers. It's just they're all Jean Grey, basically, like different levels of Jean Grey. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting, and these kids finding out like how they're stronger together and how they could beat the adults, even with was it Tim? His
Yep,
name
Tim. Mhm.
Barnes, right? Tim was like, oh, we're like, when somebody asked him like, oh, we're really gonna let this kid decide for us, and he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like he hasn't been wrong yet, and adults are the reason why everything's so effed up. So I'm gonna go with the genius
Mhm.
guy who can see the future. Like I'm gonna stick with him, you know. But I enjoyed it by the end of it, where it's like you have this kind of family unit, yeah, you have because you have was it Wendy? I think her name was. Because you have
Yep.
Wendy, which was the other cop, Tim,
Mhm.
and now you got Nick, you got
Yeah,
uh
Nick, Kalisha,
Alicia.
and
I
Luke.
was thinking of her name, and Luke.
Mhm.
Um,
I
so
thought
it's
they were gonna
like,
get Avery too, but come on.
I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. I don't think
They
that.
put poison into the thing and then they picked up an entire building and dropped it on
Yeah, yeah.
him. So
I know.
he's
I
not
think I
dead.
think he did that. I think Avery dropped the building on him.
I think
On
Luke
on-
dropped the building. So I
yeah,
think Avery was doing all this, connecting everybody, and then it was Luke's final thing, like, okay, I'm going to help you pick this whole building up and then drop, because you saw him start, doing all that stuff, and he was
yeah,
starting to connect. And I think it was his connection to Avery was what really did it, because
yeah,
they worked well. Because Avery couldn't do it by himself without that power behind him, that leadership behind him, and that's what
yeah,
Luke gave him. That thing, that confidence. I'm behind you. I'm really your friend. That's what he needed.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. But it was also like the whole what was this the Samson story that he told, then the whole like moral was like, oh, we're gonna have the house come crushing down on them, falling down on all of them, and they literally did it. So I was like, okay,
Literally did the Samson, yeah.
yeah,
Ask for enough power to get through, to just pull the things out.
Yeah.
post out, and that's exactly what they did. You're right. That's really good.
Yeah. So yeah, but I don't think he's dead, man. If they find a way that he doesn't die, I'll be cool. I'll be cool.
Yeah,
with
I agree. Yeah, I don't think he's dead.
I think
Yeah.
he's dead.
it. Yeah.
I think
mean,
he's
if he-
dead. I think
but-
Julian Richards, I think he's super dead, which is great because when you get death, because he's always death to me, supernatural.
Oh,
Death dying.
Stackhouse.
is awesome.
Stackhouse.
That's Trevor Stackhouse. Julian Richards is his name, but yeah, he should be death all the time.
Yeah,
no matter what the show is.
I gotta say though, one of the most satisfying deaths of an asshole I've seen in a long time with Tony, who's the enforcer, I guess.
Yeah. Oh my god, he made him eat the.
He made him eat the taser. Oh man. When Nick is like, "How's it taste?" Was it Nick? Yeah, right.
It was Nick. No, that I did like.
Yeah, it's like, "How's it taste?" And he just starts like, and I'm like, "Oh, he's just gonna put it in his mouth." I was like, "Oh shit!" He like swallows it.
Yep.
So that was a very, very satisfying death because the whole time you're like, you want this guy to die so bad.
Dude,
well, I hated him.
He needed to be punched. I wanted him to like suffer.
Yeah, yeah. He suffered. He suffered. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, but it's just by the end, the last couple episodes were so much, man. Because what happened with the chief, what happened with Drew, like the whole police department, it went to shit. The thing with Maureen, all the other
that
kids.
Maureen thing was, whew, boy.
Yeah. So it's the Avery stuff. I just thought the last 2 episodes, like, really saved the show for me. So, but I can see because the first 3 really, really dragged. The middle ones got better, but those 7 and 8 were like, damn, okay. Like
once Luke got out, got really interesting because him trying to get out of the institute and then seeing all the people turning on them and then getting through the town and then seeing what happened with the sheriff and him getting killed and then the other cop turning on him. Like, I think the last 3 were really good. So once Luke got out, that was a lot. It was good, really good.
Yeah. American Gods had a good version with Anubis. Yeah. American Gods is another great show. It sucks it didn't end the way it should have ended. It just stopped, I think. So
just no one else was watching it. Yeah.
That's part of the issue. But yeah. I don't know. I had a good time with it, but I could see why, it drags a little bit for sure. In the beginning, in the middle, it gets a little bit better, but for me, the ending was like, it was worth it, but I could see why it wouldn't be worth it, for like something like Brand Man.
It had to pull out your heartstrings too. So like, it's the kids at the end of the day. It's the kids that really pull out your heartstrings that you connect with.
Yeah, too many shows got ended early. So many, or they end bad. They end bad. Yeah. So, any theories for season 2?
Well, I have some bad things before we get.
Oh, you got some? Okay, what you got?
I have some bad things. Once we talk about the first 3 episodes, too slow, dragging out too much whining by the kids. I'm not sure. Luke was very unlikable.
Yeah.
In the first 3 episodes, like, I'm supposed to be asking for this kid. Fuck him. So there was a lot of that in those first 3 episodes. I thought they just dragged things out that didn't need to happen. They, even the idea with Ben being a knocking around and then having the lady on the street. I just feel like they did things that were totally unnecessary to the point where you got to the end of the show, you forgot it even happened. So if it's something I get in 8 episodes later, I don't remember it happened. You probably didn't need that in the damn show.
Yeah.
I'll say the actor that played Luke, who was the main kid, not just the first 3 episodes, but overall, I don't know how good of an actor he really is. Overall,
which is crazy. That's Martin Freeman's son.
No, I know. And just,
but he's kind of new to the game, I think.
He had one.
His IMDb doesn't have a lot of stuff on it, I think.
He was like a one-trick pony. I feel like that was a problem in itself. I think they should have had a better plan overall.
Yeah.
So like that was there were issues with the front and the back house and the back of the house, and then you forgot there was one kid left in the front of the house that we didn't see for like 3 episodes.
George.
Yeah, George is just sitting there by himself eating junk food for like 3 episodes. No one talks about him. So there's some things in there that are not great. Them never getting to the news crew, no one going back for the thumb drive. There's just some things that are just like weird, like huge red signs. Like, what the hell are you doing? What are we doing?
Well, somebody does get the hard drive, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The 6B did go back and get it, but no one else in the damn show remembered. Like it happened, and they're like, we need to go back and get it, and no one goes back and gets it.
Yeah, that was a little silly. Yeah, because Tim was like, "Oh, you already destroyed the evidence." I was like, "Hey, no one knew he had a thing in his pocket."
Yeah,
like you were the only 2 people. Yeah, so I didn't get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of plot devices in the show. That's why I think that, and it did a bad job setting those things up. So,
yeah. Well, you, Brad, man, any like specific issues you had?
I think Brian just kind of verbalized what I was getting at. Some of it just kind of felt kind of tropey, and that's kind of what I meant when, it didn't really feel like anything that I hadn't seen in the past done a little bit better. It just kind of felt like it was kind of bits and pieces of other things I've seen kind of stitched together, if that makes sense. I thought the acting and the look of it really carried it. So like I said, I think I just kind of felt like a sense of disconnect due to me like watching it tons of times over in the past, just kind of executed a little better. And that's kind of why I had a tough time kind of getting invested in it involuntarily.
Yeah.
It was fine. I'm definitely going to watch another season because I'm kind of looking for that payoff. I don't know. Maybe I need to give it a second. Maybe I need to give it another shot. But it was fine.
Yeah.
Didn't hate it at all. I just thought it was okay.
So here, maybe you guys can help me out with one of the issues I had was when Avery gets sent to the back house, right? Or back of the house, whatever. And Kalisha and Nick are already there. And she's starting to become a veggie, kind of thing, kind of getting brain dead or whatever. They like pull her out of it. And then that's it. It's like no one, they don't talk.
She was the first one that Avery tried to do that on, because he also did to all the rest of them. Everyone else was in those beds. He was able to do it. That was the first time.
Once he got more, power, he was able to do it to the other people.
He had the same power. So ever since they put him in that tank that unlocked his power, he knew then that he had enough power to go and do a lot of these things.
Oh yeah, he was gonna mess stuff up.
And that's why he knew then, but he went into her brain and restarted her brain, basically, and cleared it all out. But then when he knew he did that to her, that's when we knew that he was going to do it to all the rest of the kids in the back room.
Yeah, but because when they're in there and she goes, "No, I can't get out," or something like. It seemed like she was like obviously stuck in her head. But it was just like, I don't know. It felt like it went really quick. like she didn't explain like, oh, I was stuck in a wall that they made or something. It was just like
It could have been
like what
as
happened.
simple as I was stuck in a room and I couldn't get through the door, and you unlocked the door for me.
Yeah,
That would have been a simple explanation that would have explained everything that would have that happened, and without just depending on what the actors are saying.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a few other issues like you said, Brian. But yeah, and those are things I think they can figure out. Like Tim already shot. Spoiler, if you already haven't been spoiled, Tim shot Drew. All right, how do you not just turn around and it's like, well, Miss Sigsbee, bye? It's like she's the problem. Like you shot the dummy with the gun. She's the problem. So but I did love Miss Sigsbee. Just like her look it was very like unkept, and she wore these dark baggy clothes, and she just walked around like she didn't give a shit, like at all times. And when she actually stopped giving a shit, it was just like she legit it's like stop caring, because at the point she's like, well, we're all gonna die, and it cuts back to everyone else like, what are we gonna do? She's just sitting there like, oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, but she said that she was sad. She called her father. She's grabbed a picture of her father and all that. So I think we're gonna find out that she was actually one of those kids in the institute. Also, the fact that she has the thumb drive. The question is, does she then turn that thumb drive to the authorities, or does she take it to the guy that we saw at the end? So you take it to his house and say, I have copies of this. You hurt me. I'm going to, send it automatically get sent to the news stations. And that way she could start control. The problem with her is that she felt like she was not in control of the institute. If you could do those things and she could gain control again, then I think a lot of things could change for her. So I think that she could either go to the actual media, or she goes to him and tries to control the situation now.
Yeah. I think she tries to get back into it. So I think like I think it's gonna be blackmail, kind of like not blackmail, more like, oh, here you go. I'm a good little soldier. Let me back in and let me do what I need to do. I don't know. She could do that, or she could just go.
I think she goes blackmail still.
Yeah. I mean, she seems like that kind of character, that
doesn't like to listen to anyone else. So that's when you say Stackhouse was there. She didn't want to listen to him.
Yeah.
He wants control of everything.
Yeah. Oh man. Excuse me. But here we'll finish things off with our ratings. So this one's Now Later Never Now means go watch it right now. All the season 1 is out streaming, so you can go check it out if you wanted to. Later means whenever you get a chance, not that big of a deal. Never means just skip it altogether. Brandman, what you giving the Institute?
Even though I was kind of mixed on it, I still need to give it a now, I feel like.
Okay.
Just because there is a lot, there is a good enough amount in the show that works. I think that it does have the potential to step its game up with a second season. Like I said, I didn't hate this season at all. I didn't even dislike it. I was just very like meh on it. Like I said, I'm considering revisiting it and maybe just kind of plowing through it in one sitting, maybe this coming weekend or something. But it's definitely not a bad show. I just think it I had just kind of seen it before. Maybe I need to just kind of let it set in and then kind of rewatch it through fresh eyes. But I still need to give it a now, just because I think the acting and the look of the show, and to an extent the tone did kind of keep it afloat.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick, before Brian goes, Maria said the boy on the show is less annoying than Ellie on The Last of Us. Avery was amazing. He was such a good actor, like a little young actor. I don't know how old is he.
But Luke was annoying. So
Luke was a little annoying. He redeemed himself by the end.
He definitely did.
But halfway through the show, you're like I want to slap you, kid.
Mhm.
You know, but Avery, the second you meet Avery, you're like, you protect him with your life. You know, it was like such a innocent young kid who just was a great actor. But yeah. All right, Brian, what you giving the Institute?
The first 3 episodes are later. 4th episode on now. So it's a now by a hair. You know, like that. I'm telling you, that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's that. If that was all the show, this would be a definite now. In fact, you have to get through the first 3 to get to that. That's what's just on the edge of now.
Mm-hmm. So what was that? 5/8 of it. It's good.
That's about it. Yeah.
And I'm gonna give it an out as well. You know, like if you can muscle through the first 3 episodes and kind of just get the names, get the concept, what's going on, and then once it actually gets going in episode 4, I think then you're like, ooh, what's gonna be next? You know, and then by the end, I think you'll be kind of surprised. You're like, oh crap, I just went through 5 hours of a show because 4 through 8 were really awesome. They're really, really good. You know, yeah. So, but fun show. Stephen King, does Stephen King stuff with his books. So, kids get tortured or die or both. So,
Stephen King says, "F them kids."
Who you telling?
Yeah. Oh man. But cool. I think that is it for our thoughts. Well, what's up, Anthony? But yeah, that's it for our thoughts of this Institute season 1. Again, appreciate Nikisha for telling us to check this out right before it dropped. And it was worth the wait. I think it was worth the wait. It was worth the watch. So make sure you guys go check it out. Season 2 is gonna start like filming like this year. We just looked it up. So like this year. So we're not gonna have to wait like 4 years for the next season. Like hopefully it comes out this time next year. August, September, somewhere around there. Like
best time to do it. And keep everyone engaged. It comes out right at the beginning of the fall season, right when kids go back to school. It's perfect time.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we appreciate everyone hanging out with us. If you're watching on the replay, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about the Institute. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Any issues? Any parts you liked about it? Just tell us your thoughts. And make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come and join us when we talk about shows like this, other movies, trailer reactions, all that fun, nerdy stuff. But we appreciate everyone coming in, hanging out with us. And if you are in the live chat, stick around because we're going to get into your comments right now.